On this particular episode, we have three Netflix original movies that have been out in the last month: Apex, Swapped, and Remarkably Bright Creatures. Um, let's just say one of the movies made me cry, and the other one was close. And then the other one was just pure adrenaline. I'll let you figure all that out. Let's go.
Fucking go! Let's fucking go. Whoop. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
We will watch your career with great interest.
You are such a kid.
This is where the fun begins.
It's showtime.
And here we go.
Welcome into another episode of the Movie Geek Podcast. I'm your host, George T., and this is three Netflix movies that have come out in the last month or so. And one I saw this weekend, and then I saw the other one that came out last weekend, and then the weekend before I saw that one. And I was kind of waiting to see when I could throw things together. And with three back-to-back weekends of Netflix movies, I thought it would be interesting to do. So let's take these one at a time. We'll start with Apex. There's not much to spoil here. This is basically adrenaline junkie heaven. Two characters, really, in a battle for the death, basically. Apex stars Charlize Theron and Taron Egerton. He portrayed Elton John in Rocket Man. Both excellent actors, and basically, Charlize Theron is an adrenaline junkie. She lost her boyfriend in a climbing accident, played by Eric Bana, and she is looking for a new adventure. And she goes into a foreign place, and she's looking for the best way to kind of honor his memory, but also, keep moving forward. She's harassed by some of the locals, whatever, but his character comes in and tells her the best places to go for an adrenaline high. Well, sooner or later, things start to happen, and his real self comes out. Whereas he was trying to help her before, now is a game of survival. Basically, he is trying to kill her, but he isn't just trying to kill her. He finds her very interesting, and he is plotting his way across, whereas normally he would have just killed somebody right away as we got further into the movie. But he particularly got a thrill out of chasing her around, and ultimately, obviously, the climax of the movie is she is able to stop him. And again, there's not really spoilers in here, although they were able to find the missing people that were in a cave. So again, not really spoilers in this movie. I mean, it's just pure adrenaline. It can keep you on your edge of your seat at times because, he has plenty of opportunity to kill her, but again, he thought it was a lot more fun to kind of scare her and really get into her psyche. But she never wavered, and that's why we love Charlize Theron as the strong woman in these movies that she's been doing lately. She did Old Guard and Old Guard 2, Atomic Blonde a while back. She was Captain in Prometheus. There's just so many things that she's been doing lately, and she's been really good at it. Next, we come across Swapped. This came out on my birthday weekend, so a weekend ago. And this voice acting. Michael B. Jordan is the lead character as Oli. Um, Juno Temple plays Ivy. Tracy Morgan plays Boogie, who is got an alter ego uh, as well. And Cedric the Entertainer plays or voices Oli's dad. Um, Basically, this is a fun animated film. It can be dark at times. We have Oli and Ivy switching bodies. They are like mortal enemies. And what winds up happening is they um, find these magic pills or magic pods, as they call them. And whatever they think of or wherever they're near, basically they just swap. So they swap places and they start to understand each other. So they were enemies for a long time um, because Ivy's um, family and stuff were stealing the food away from Oli's family. Oli was the one that got or taught Ivy and how to, pick these certain berries, and so they got to actually experience what each other experiences. And so it's one of those really cute little movies until Boogie, played, voiced by Tracy Morgan, who is a big flounderfish, um, gets a hold of one of the pods, and he becomes what the forest hates the most, which is the fire dogs. Basically, the fire wolves. I'm sorry. They are basically wolves that have, um, tree-like features, but when they're on the attack, they turn into fire. Um, Basically, um, again, it can be a little bit scary for the kids. Um, I'm not sure I'll show it to Austin. I think he's too young for this. Um, I mean, the first part of it is okay, but then it gets a little darker with obviously the um, fire wolves trying to hunt and kill. Um, Basically, uh, how this movie ends is they swap back into their own bodies. Oli has to make a sacrifice between saving his family and his land, or himself, and he becomes this um, big tree uh, that kind of Lord of the Rings style, um, who helps defeat the Firewolf leader, and eventually uh, all is saved. So, uh, you know, it's a cute movie. Michael B. Jordan just adding his voice to this movie makes it just that much sweeter. And yeah, it's definitely a good watch. Again, I think young kids, probably under 4, maybe even 5, probably not a good idea. Um, but anybody probably over 5 would probably understand it a little bit more and wouldn't be as frightened. But again, I don't know um, either. I don't know what your kids would have the tolerance for. But you can make that your own decision. Finally, we have Remarkably Bright Creatures. Um, this is a story told from the point of view of an octopus who is voiced by Alfred Molina. And Octopus is his name is Marcus, and he has not much time to live. So he is kind of giving his backstory and his view on human relationships, or what he sees on a daily basis, which is all these kids, putting their hands all over the thing, trying to reach for him and everything else. And the one person that he really likes is the cleaning lady, Tova, played by Sally Field, who really looks after all the animals at the end of the day. Um, Eventually, um, she has an accident trying to help Marcus get back into the water and sprains her ankle. Meanwhile, a young man comes into town. Basically, his car just dies on him, and he needs to make some money to pay for it. But he's also looking for his long lost dad um, because his mother's dead, and he now wants to understand why his dad left when he did. And this is where the story uh, really gets interesting. And so we've got um, Kathy Baker, um, who's also in this film. She is the best friend of Tova, and it's there's a lot in here to digest. So um, the young man is played by Lewis Pullman. His name is Cameron. Uh, and we have the comic relief in Colm Meaney playing Ethan. Uh, but the real story here is the dynamic between Topher and um, Cameron. Now, Cameron needs a job, and while he's looking for his dad, but Topher is trying to help him. Now, she can't really do a lot of the things, so she needs Cameron to do them. Um, and they just kind of form a friendship, and it really is neat to see how they kind of just get along. Eventually, um, they have a little falling out. Cameron does find his so-called dad, even though he finds out it's not his dad, and the guy that his mom mentioned over and over again was actually a gay man who was actually her best friend. So now this kind of gets Cameron going, and now he wants to leave. Tofa is also um, in the middle of making a drastic change as well, leaving her friends behind. She is dealing with the tragic loss of her son Eric, played by Brandon McEwen. He died of mysterious causes from a boating accident. She has been trying for years to get answers um, as to why he died. There was also the rumors um, that she might have had something to do with it, but overall, everybody in the town loves Topa. But it's revealed in the thing that uh, the son, had a little mystery to it. Um, she was like, oh, I know he was having some issues. I didn't know if it was drugs or a girl or whatever. Um, she doesn't really find out until she decides to go into his room because she's trying to sell the house, and she eventually finds what she's looking for. And so we now get, oh, she knows who this is because she goes to uh, Marianne, who is played by Kathy Baker, and asks if her daughter knows who this could be. And her daughter um, says, yeah, I actually do know who that was. Um, and, I know that she had a son, but she also, I think, was dating your son. And so she started putting two and two together. So Cameron comes back and apologizes to Topher. Says that he couldn't find his dad, and he needs to find him. Together. So this is the spoiler alert for this movie. Cameron has been looking for his dad. Topher has been looking for answers to her son's death. But as fate would turn, and says this may be a weird coincidence, but the one you're looking for, your father, is my son. So in essence, you are my grandson. And this just takes a really weird turn for me, and I started bawling. I did. I know I cried. I thought it was very sweet. And then eventually Marcus dies, and Topher decides to let him die gracefully, not in the tank, but in the water on the lake. So, again, I hope those weren't really spoilers for those movies, but I'm going to say that all these movies get definitely a thumbs up for me. Definitely. All three. I think they were really good especially the last one. It was quite a shock to me that all of that led to them actually being family, and made me cry. I will admit. Maybe it was the drive from Pennsylvania. To Pennsylvania, but I think this was really good. Swapped was good, and Apex was good. It was, a lot of people didn't like it because of just the way it drew out and whatever. I thought, maybe it wasn't as suspenseful for me as it was for other people. And the little cat and mouse games were pretty interesting to me. So again, I liked all three of these Netflix movies. So Netflix did a great job this month with their movies. Will I do other, like Amazon Prime has some originals out there. I'll do those. Tubi has their own. Tubi's the most unhinged thing in the world sometimes. I don't know if I could sit through all of those. I really can't. But who knows? I might for content. Especially because, as I said in the other day's episode, the Weekend Box Office Report one, that we are at 108 movies into 250 that I wanted to see this year. We needed to get to at least 125 by July 1st, and I think we're well on our way for 125. Especially if we're at 108 right now, and there's so many movies coming out soon. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, if you guys have seen any of these movies, comment down below which ones you liked, which ones you disliked. Do you agree with my assessment on all of these movies or any of these movies? Let's interact a little bit. So, with that being said, I will see you all at the movie.
You like that, baby? Let him know where I came from, yeah!
See you next time. Bye.
Waiting for you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
That's